Trump campaign talking points got an airing of a different sort recently, with a social media campaign driven by Arizona teens. But some political analysts are crying foul over what they're calling a secretive effort that masks the people behind it. Cronkite News reporter Mythili Gooby brings us the details from our Washington bureau.
Lots of people do it. Post or retweet political messages on their social media accounts. It's free speech. But what if those messages were secretly coordinated and paid for?
It is sickening, in my opinion.
Arizona political consultant Jason Rose was talking about a report that Phoenix-based Turning Point Action hired teens in Arizona to spread pro-Trump messages on social media. The story, first reported by the Washington Post, said the teens were directed to regularly post specific messages echoing Trump campaign talking points. They reportedly went out from personal and some fake accounts.
It's not surprising to me that we're seeing these kind of concerted efforts from political groups to influence and perhaps even misinform or deceive people online, because we're seeing that happen from foreign actors, we're seeing that happen from domestic actors.
It may not be surprising, but it is an apparent violation of Facebook and Twitter rules. Both said they are investigating the issues in Arizona and have already removed posts and accounts violating community guidelines. That does not sit well with Jake Hoffman, the president and CEO of Rally Forge, which the Post says is part of the effort. In a statement, Hoffman called the social media posts, quote, honest and sincere political activism in the 21st century and in the age of COVID-19. He called the teens, quote, activists willing to take a stand for what they believe and fighting for a future full of opportunity, prosperity, and freedom for all. American University communications professor Scott Talon said social media has a low barrier of entry for misinformation. That is a concern for Talon, a political independent, because
problems are you're using young people, paying them, so that means they don't really believe in your cause, or they may or may not believe in your cause, and then you get these ethical questions about spreading misinformation.
Turning Point did not respond to requests for a comment, and officials with both the Trump and Biden campaigns declined comment on the effort. But Rose thinks it crossed a line.
Look, when you're trailing in a campaign, which is about as competitive a thing as exists, there can be a tendency to consider alternatives. And unfortunately, in my business, there's some people that go too far.
In Washington, Mythili Gooby, Cronkite News.
A senior advisor to President Donald Trump's re-election campaign told us when the report came out that he was not aware of the social media effort and could not comment on it. But the advisor, Steve Cortez, did tell us, quote, I do love Turning Point.